So one of the things that I write about quite often is the supernatural, which I love because I grew up, I was a big horror fan, big Buffy fan and X-Files and Hammer Horror and Stephen King. And I always feel like, especially when I'm dealing with historical, so I write a lot of historical supernatural because it's fun to be able to go into those worlds and build those worlds. But I feel like if I'm going to have monsters and ghosts and things like that, then I have to be really grounded in the historical setting. And so that means I have to do a lot of research. I happen to love research, even if I'm really chaotic at it. And I like to say that because I think that often for kids who might have brains like mine, which is to say I'm very sort of ADD, this should be painfully obvious every time I answer a question. I'm really nonlinear. I have trouble organizing. I tend to think very symphonically. So that does not automatically, I think for those of us who have those kinds of brains, I know from my own experience, I can often feel not up to the task. Like, oh, I'm just good. Like, I walk in and I feel overwhelmed. I walk into a library, even though I love them, I feel overwhelmed. It's like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. And the place to start is to walk up to your friendly local librarian and say, hi, I could use some help. I don't know where to start. And that librarians are superheroes, I'm telling you. We haven't had the capes made yet. One of the great things about research is I think a lot of times when we think about research, we think of it as this kind of dry, dull, dusty thing that you have to do. And it's like, oh God, please, like, could I just clean the cat box? I'll clean the cat box for a week. Just don't make me do this. But it's actually really liberating and it's fascinating. And I think that to become a fully formed person, you have to learn to think critically. And doing a lot of research really helps you with that.